Death. Some fear it, some embrace it. The truth is that it will come for us all. That moment when you become one with the cosmos, the end, but the gift of life will give you one last boon as you go, one last hurrah. As our body shuts down, we have one last dream. Some describe it as your life flashes before your eyes, and in that moment you see it all, as you are freed from this reality. Welcome to the portal, where myths, nightmares, and mysteries are just one step away. My name is Epoch, and I will be your guide. To preserve the light, we must first face the dark. The final seconds. Imagine the moment. The world around you begins to fade. The sounds of the hospital, or the screech of tires, or the silence of the night. It all starts to recede into a dull hum. You are standing on the precipice. The veil is thinning, and then it happens. In a burst of impossible light, your entire existence rushes back to meet you. The smell of your childhood home, the face of a lover you haven't seen in 20 years, a mistake you made when you were 10. It is not a movie, it is a total, immersive reliving of your journey. This is the life flash. For centuries, it was dismissed as a religious myth or a hallucination of a dying mind. But recently, science stumbled upon a horrifying truth. Our brains don't just shut off when we die, they wake up. Tonight, we are digging into the medical evidence of this phenomenon and the sinister possibility that your brain is doing more than just remembering. It is archiving. The accident at the lab. In 2022, a team of scientists was monitoring an 87-year-old patient who suffered from epilepsy. They had him hooked up to a continuous EEG machine, recording his brain waves around the clock. Suddenly, the patient suffered a massive heart attack and passed away while still connected to the sensors. For the first time in human history, we had a recording of a brain at the exact moment of death. What the scientists saw was impossible. About 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after the heart stopped beating, there was a massive surge of activity. Specifically, they saw a spike in gamma oscillations. These are the highest frequency brain waves we have. They are the waves we use for high-level tasks like information processing, meditation, and memory retrieval. In the very moment the body was failing, the brain was working harder than it ever had in its life. It was as if the brain was desperately, frantically searching through its entire database. But why? If you have watched this far, remember to subscribe, like, and comment what would you like to see next. It really helps the channel. The brain's survival glitch. The scientific explanation is fascinating, but also deeply unsettling. Some neurologists believe that the life flash is a desperate survival mechanism. When the brain realizes it is deprived of oxygen, it panics. It enters a hyperstate, searching for any memory, any past experience that might provide a solution to the current problem of dying. It is like a computer running 1 trillion searches per second, hoping to find a save file that doesn't exist. You see your life flash before your eyes because your brain is trying to stay alive. But there is a darker layer to this. During this surge, the brain releases a massive amount of neurochemicals, including DMT. This chemical is responsible for our most vivid and terrifying hallucinations. It distorts our perception of time. In those final 30 seconds of recorded brain activity, you might experience 30 years. This leads to a haunting question. How do you know that you aren't in that 30-second surge right now?
Now, let us tread into the darkness. If we look at nature, energy is never wasted. Every biological process has a purpose. So why would the brain expend its very last reserves of energy, its absolute final spark, on a highlight reel of your life? If you are dying, the memory of your third birthday is useless. It does not help you survive, unless the memory isn't for you. Some theorists suggest that the life review is a final upload, a biological process that prepares your consciousness data for whatever comes next, whether that is a transition into a new state or something more parasitic. Think about the uncanny valley we discussed before. Think about the predator theory. If there is something that feeds on the human experience, the life flash is the moment the crop is harvested. All your pain, all your joy, all your secrets compressed into one final electric scream of data just before the light goes out. It is a clinical, cold, and terrifying way to look at our most sacred moments. But in the world of biology, nothing is free. Everything is consumed.
The eternal second.
There is a concept in physics called time dilation. Under extreme stress or near a massive gravitational pull, time slows down. The brain, in the moment of death, is under the ultimate stress, as the neurons fire in one last, glorious cascade. The now stretches. This is why survivors of near-death experiences say they spent hours in another realm, even though their heart had only stopped for a few seconds. The creepiest part of the life flash is the loop. Some survivors report seeing their life, but from the perspective of the people they hurt. They feel the pain they caused others. They experience their own life as an outsider, judging themselves. If time dilates enough, that judgment, that review, could feel like an eternity. We call it heaven or hell, but it might just be the brain's final, recursive loop, a prison made of your own memories that you can never, ever escape.
Tread carefully. We are all walking toward the same cliff, and we now know that when we reach the edge, our brains will play us a song. Is it a beautiful gift from a dying organ, trying to comfort us as we pass, or is it a cold, mechanical process, a final archiving of a life that is no longer needed? The next time you have a déjà vu or a memory that feels too real, pay attention.
It might just be a random spark in your mind, or it might be a glitch in the review. Live a life worth watching, because whether you like it or not, you are going to have to see it all again in the very end.
Let us now step back into the portal and go to our segment of time and space. If you would like to see a longer video about what we went through today, or if you would like to see another specific video, leave it in the comments. Feel free to check any of our previous voyages on screen. My name was Epoch, and I will see you again on one side or the other. Farewell.